Hello, everyone. Douglas Waltz, Old Man Comic Book Reviews. We're doing 2 weeks. We were busy last week. What can I say? So let's do last week's first, not this week's. Number 3 of one of my favorite comic books. This is the third 12-issue series, Batman Scooby-Doo Mysteries. That's right. We have our Where They Hide Everyone. There we go. Written by Ivan Corin. Art by Dario Brizulla. And as you can see by the cover, Batman, Catwoman. Someone is stealing things and blaming it on Catwoman, and Scooby-Doo and the gang got to solve the mystery. This is a one and done. These are the best things. It's the artwork looks like anime, not anime, but animated. Animated style. It looks a lot like Batman Adventures. It's great. Plus, you get the Scooby-Doo gang. They even had Scooby snacks for Scooby. Good book. Buy this. Alright, number 7 of Birds of Prey. We finished our first story arc, and I was pretty sure they were going to cancel it. They didn't. Kelly Thompson is our writer. Howdy Arapina is our artist. And we have decided it's time to bring Batgirl into the thing. That's why she's on the cover. And, once again, it's the Birds of Prey. How can you not like this thing? The artwork is gorgeous. It's got that retro feel to it. There was that one time they did something else with it that we weren't real happy about because the artwork was awful. Flashback artwork is even cool. It's got some weird chromatic thing going on. Just a great book. I'm glad they have this, and I don't know about them, what do you call this, pandering when they're all in their underwear because they're undercover. So it's still a great book. Let's see what's next. Blue Beetle number 7. Remember how I've been complaining about the Blue Beetle? Do you? Do you remember? Well, Josh Trujillo is our writer. Adrian Gutierrez is our artist. And what's the very first thing we see? That's right. Booster Gold. It's awesome. And they have to go save Ted Kord, which involves time anchors. You have to go to 3 different places for a time anchor. One of them is the old Justice League International Embassy, and Ambush Bug is there. So happy because you all know Keith Giffen recently died, so that was nice. And then Maxwell Lord's in it, but he's not creepy. Then we go through with the Legion of superheroes, so he has to help them, and the guy spying on him this time isn't Ambush Bug. It's Nort, the Green Lantern, the dog Green Lantern, who's barely a Green Lantern. And for our final one, it's the Heckler. It's like we're gonna have all of these things that Keith Giffen invented. Lobo shows up. Johnny DC, the continuity cop, she just literally looks like a logo of DC with little red hair and stuff. And she's yelling at Blue Beetle for messing stuff up. And this was, seriously, the most fun. They may have snagged me for this one. So, Greg, congratulations to everyone involved for taking up to 7 issues before I finally like your comic book, but whatever. Alright, speaking of number 7, Captain America. Oh, these are all number 7s. They all came out at the same time. Look at me being the smart one. Writer J. Michael Straczynski. Artist Carlos Magno. Not Mango. And Steve Rogers has finally finished his building downtown so people can live there. I don't know what he's charging, though. I think it's pretty low. And then this mysterious woman shows up. Oh, poor Steve Rogers and his mysterious woman. And he has to go to this place where they're doing it's like a weird production thing, like song and dance and comedy. It's called The Front Door. But he's been called there for a different reason, even though he really enjoys the show. So now he has to go to Pale City and help this lady, mysterious lady. fight the bad guys with a new shield. And we end with this. So good luck, Steve. Oh, sorry, incoming. Dropped my book. It's not mint anymore. It's not in a bag, so whatever. The very, very final last issue of Gang War. It's Daredevil miniseries number 4. It's the Elektra miniseries. Erica Schultz wrote it. Sergio Davida drew it. I still love the artwork for this. I did like that Miles Morales asked Elektra if she was a hugger. She said no. We get a lot of flashbacks to her training and things like that. I'm not really sure why anyone who's picking up an Elektra book right now needs that. Although Stan Lee always said this could be everyone's first comic book they pick up. So she goes over that. She goes after that one strong girl. It's like a Weapon X reject, and they have a big fight at the end. So I'm sure she'll be fine. She just fell off a building. So and then she has a little thing talking to Spider-Man and realizes that she belongs in Hell's Kitchen. That's how it works. So good for her. Maybe they'll do backup stories in the regular Daredevil book. I have no idea. I'm not in charge. What is this? Oh, all right. That's actually... I'm so excited talking about that comic book. All right, let's do this first, though. Willow King, Dark Souls. The Willow King, number 2, written by George Mann, artwork by Mann House. I think I mentioned that last time, so we won't go ahead again. The artwork is gorgeous, by the way, and it's them getting geared up to go fight the Willow King. And it's just the spookiest damn comic book you've ever seen. I love the artwork. I don't play the game at all, so if you don't play the game, it's okay. You can read these. I read all the Dark Souls books. All right, wait. Let me look at stuff first. We might save that one for last. Hold on a minute, because there are a lot of books from last week. I really don't know what I was thinking. Oh, there we go. Let's do these this way. Gargoyles, Dark Ages, number 6. Miniseries is over, folks. Let's see. Because as you last remember, a dragon who does not like humans was trying to destroy the gargoyles, who are trying to make a pact with humans. And that's really the whole gist of it. Where is the credits on this thing? Hold on. That's not it. Here we go. Wow, really? Okay. Greg Weisman is our writer. Drew Moss is our artist. You start right off with a dragon that looks like Gil Kane drew it. Can't go wrong with a Gil Kane dragon. And the gargoyles have to talk some sense into a really big dragon. And really big dragons very rarely make any sense. So, it ends good, though. We end with the story about them telling how gargoyles and humans became people, a group of people that all did things together. It was a good miniseries, spin-off, sort of a prequel, if you will. This is all reprints, but it's the best of Destroya. Look at that cover. Isn't that cool? These are always one-shots, so they're always issue number 1s. Let's run down what we've got. There are 3 stories in here. Godzilla Legends number 1, story by Matt Frank and Jeff Przenkowski. Script by Jeff Przenkowski. Art by Matt Frank. So these 2 guys just did everything. Then we have Godzilla Rulers of the Earth 11 and 12. Best comic book ever done about Godzilla. Go buy the trade paperbacks. You're not going to get the singles. Story by Chris Mowry and Matt Frank. Script by Chris Mowry. Art by Matt Frank. Matt Frank, busy. Godzilla Cataclysm, written by Cullen Bunn. Art by David Wachter. We start right off with the best thing. You never get these. An Anguirus story. They even talk about how Anguirus don't win. Like, ever. But it's still a great story. And the rest is, of course, Godzilla and Destroya beating the crap out of each other. Look at the size of this thing. Actually, this is a really big book, and they only wanted $7.99. I realize it's all reprints, and I have 2 of them. Still a best deal if you love Godzilla. Or if you love Destroya. Alright. Sensational She-Hulk number 6. Look at her in a little spacesuit. Rainbow Rowell is our writer. Iguara is our artist. New artwork. She-Hulk's been told to take a vacation. Carcass and Ransack from the Eternals. They're both deviants. The one deviant, I always felt bad because Carcass is a big red demonic looking thing, and he's so nice. And then Ransack looks like a supermodel. He's a deviant, but he's gorgeous. Also an asshole. So there you go. But now that they're forced to do something on vacation, forced leave, how you want to look at it, Jack and She-Hulk decide they're going to go to a special getaway place near the sun. Apparently that's a thing that you can do. So they're having adventures on this place, and it looks like they're setting us up. Jack of Hearts ends up in a tuxedo. Always a good time. And they want us to start digging through the back issue bins for explanations of what's going on in here, and I'm like, I ain't doing that. All right. Is this the last one for this week? It is. Okay. Doctor Strange 13. Lucky number 13 for Doctor Strange. Cobolorum, Part 1. Cobolorum is the name of a role-playing game. Jed McKay is our writer. Pascal Ferry is our artist, which is the best team ever. It's a fantasy role-playing game. Because he explains how in the 80s we had the moral panic about how they were demonic and messed around with stuff. And none of them did, except for Copolorum. And now Doctor Strange needs to go into the game to save people. So he has to have a party. He, of course, is the magic user. Then he needs a thief. This is like a Secret Defenders throwback. So he goes and gets Felicia Hardy, also Black Cat. He needs a priest. Moon Knight's dead, and Daredevil's unavailable. So he goes and sees Hunter's Moon, who is a Moon Knight and a doctor. So bring him along. But then you got to have your tank. You got to have your fighter. You got to have your meat shield, whatever you want to call him. And he picked Taskmaster. And I was like, yeah, I'll go beat the crap out of monsters with you. I don't care. It sounds like a good time. So, magic user, fighter, thief, and priest. And Clea is not happy about him bringing Black Cat. Until Black Cat comes screaming at him, saying, yo, Strange, get on the good foot. I want to be back for happy hour. And Clea is like, oh, never mind, she's horrible. And she is, but that's okay. So they get new cool costumes when they go in, which is fun. And then he asks all of them, are you familiar with fantasy role-playing games? Black Cat says, do I look like a nerd? And Taskmaster says, yeah, I dated in high school, dog. So, and then he's like, did you really date? And he's like, well, I got memory problems, but probably, I look like I would. And out of all of them, Hunter's Moon has no problem with this, which is great. And it's them in a role-playing game. And Taskmaster's having a blast because he gets to use his sword. And they even ask him, why? Why would you bring Taskmaster? And it's like, well, because your meat shield shouldn't be somebody that you're attached to. He should really be kind of expendable. And then Baron Mordo shows up. So this is really good, though. This is. I liked all the other Doctor Strange comic books leading up to this issue, but this has been the most fun. I don't know why we got such great banter. I mean, it's Taskmaster, so you're stuck, but it's such a good time. And Black Cat acts just like she would. Horrible. All right, shall we get into this week's comics? We were going to finish up with, they have finally finished The Sandman, number 6. The comic that I love the story, hate the art. Robert Venditti is our writer. Riley Rossmo is our artist. And Wesley has to go, and stop the guy who has all of his formulas before he unleashes them on the world. Then we get some Easter eggs. The one girl Diane brings her nephew, Sandy. And we all know about Sandy. And then at the end, the butler says there's somebody waiting for you around back. And it had to be. So, of course, we get the Justice Society of America, asking him if he wants to join. I really wish I liked the art better. But what are you going to do, right? Oh, I don't read that. All right, Green Lantern, Escape from Earth #9. This also has been good. The ring has been weird. And then he finds in the middle of the earth in a big cave, Tom Kalmaku. His old buddy Tom the mechanic from Ferris Airlines. And apparently the Owen, the Guardians or whatever you want to call them, were sneaky fuckers. We'll go there. And hid a giant power battery in the earth. Also put up some rings. So now he can have a ring. So now he can go interstellar. He doesn't have to stay on Earth anymore. And he's fighting the other colored lanterns because they're being jerks. And there's a backup one, The Trial of Jessica Cruz. Writer is Sam Humphries. Artist is Yasmin Flores Montanez. I'm sorry. And it's her being tried for treachery among the Lantern Corps, and she's trying to get in on, because the guy running it is a jerk. So there you go. Dark Ride #11. I've been told we are getting 12 of these. So let's talk about the cardstock cover again. You hear that thing? You hear it? Look at that. You can do a thunder sound effect with this. Joshua Williamson is our creator writer. Andre Bresson is still our creator artist. And when last we left the gang, Sam went into a ride to get his daughter, whom the daughter in the ride may or may not be his daughter. And then Sam kind of gets treated like crap in this book. I mean, I get it. And then the father says he has a big change. I'm not going to tell you what the change is. It's cool. I also don't see how they're going to wrap this up in 12 issues, so we'll see. Yep, we have one more issue to set things right in the Dark Ride. All right, what do we got left? Oh, let's save that one for this. All right, number 45, Amazing Spider-Man. Look, he's in the rain, and his costume is all torn up. Let's see. Zeb Wells is our writer. Carmen Carnero is our guest artist. And it's good art. And Spidey sneaks into Ravencroft to get Anna Watson. Is it Anna? Anna? I think it's Anna. So she's crazy. She took some sort of drugs. And he's there to help save the day and make her feel better, and tries to break her out, and she says no, piss off. And then he has a little talk with Norman Osborn, who's like, you should be Spider-Man all the time. When you can come and help. When you can't, I completely understand. You still get paid the same. I can't believe they brought in the Living Brain, which is just a big giant green brain. I don't remember. I think we saw that in a annual a couple of years ago, which is kind of nice. And Mary Jane shows up as Jackpot. Apparently she's going to be a superhero all the time now. I think it's dumb. Powers are mediocre at best. It's a thing, and she does the roulette wheel, and depending on what number she gets, that's what power she gets. I'm like, so dial H for hero? So Anna doesn't want to leave because she feels that she's guilty. She's in Ravencroft Institute, and he runs into Sandman. And Sandman's trying to explain why parts of him, because he is made of grains of sand, want to be nothing but a good guy. The other ones want to kill Spider-Man. And he's trying to be good. So, and he gives him a warning, and we get the ominous thing that tells me that the Sinister Six will be in the next issue. So, and Electro with that awful, awful, lovely OG costume that I adore so much. So, good book. Alright, we're saving this one for last. One of my favorite comic books is called Adventure Man. This is part 2 of 2 of a little mini adventure called Ghost Lights, created by Matt Fraction and Terry Dodson. Art is Terry Dodson and Rachel Dodson. Script is Matt Fraction. When last we left, Adventure Man had been kidnapped. So all of his friends drank the serum. And it has an odd effect. Anyone who's been Adventure Man, you share a consciousness. So they're remembering things that they've never done. And they have to go and save Adventure Man. My favorite part is that Adventure Man is this lovely woman right here. You don't change the name of a classic pulp hero just because you changed the gender. It's just Adventure Man. And I love that about this whole thing. You got ghosts, you got people with superpowers. The weird shared consciousness thing is bizarre. And yeah, I really wish it was more than two issues, but it's not. I'm hoping that they sell really well so that Fraction and Dotson will be like, hey, you know what? We could probably convince Image to carry these. You know, Image wants to. They give an ad for the first series, which is a oversized 168-page hardcover collection. So that's got to be worth a couple of bucks there. I mean, I have all the floppies, so I don't give a hoot. So here we go. Here is our stack of comic books. So, we might do the thing. Hold on. Before we do that, I know I'm going to do the thing because my camera person shook her head. Sophie Fio, I didn't see you this weekend, but soon is Super Mega Sleepover, so it'll all be a wonderful, wonderful thing. I tell everyone, go and read a comic book all the time. You have to get something to read. Reading is good for you. I understand that I read a thing where it says reading a book, and there's a lot of words in these kids. It's a book. Reading a book can actually extend your life by like 2 years. That's not bad. That's a pretty good trick. So you read enough that you become completely immortal. So I'm sorting these while I talk. So as I said, go to the comic book store. You can go online. There's a million places you can get a comic book to read. Quarter bins, estate sales is a good place. So don't tell me you can't find one. Hold on a minute. We're going to count. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1 dozen superhero titles. Oh, only 5. Only 5, kids, of the non-superhero titles. So, I'm sorry we missed last week. This is a big double issue. You know what I'm saying? Look at that. And a lot of my books apparently are all going to be the same number when they come out. 7s. So I hope something in here piqued your interest. You're going to go out and look for it. You can read them online. Like I said before, there's a lot of places. I will see you next week. I see nothing coming up that would stop me from being here next week. So go read a comic book.